celebrities who are popular for having connections with Satan. Jayne Mansfield. Jayne Mansfield wasn't just a sex symbol. She was a woman drawn to the extremes of fame, indulgence, and, as some claim, the occult. In the mid-1960s, she became closely associated with Anton LaVey, the enigmatic founder of the Church of Satan. Rumors swirled that their relationship went beyond mere friendship, with some suggesting she was a high priestess in LaVey's inner circle. The most infamous claim is that Mansfield actively participated in satanic rituals, with photographs showing her draped in a black cloak beside LaVey, sometimes with a large, inverted pentagram displayed in the background. Some sources allege that Mansfield and LaVey engaged in occult ceremonies involving animal blood, incantations, and curses. It was even said that LaVey placed a curse on her lawyer and lover, Sam Brody, after Brody mocked his beliefs. Not long after, Mansfield and Brody were involved in the horrific 1967 car accident that killed them both. While skeptics dismiss this as coincidence, others believe it was the fulfillment of a dark pact, one that gave Mansfield fame and fortune, but demanded a terrible price in the end. Was she a true satanic devotee, or just drawn to the theatricality of the occult? The mystery endures. Below are expanded, sensationalized takes on each of these rumored connections, aiming for approximately 200 to 250 words per entry. Please note, these are urban legends and speculative stories that have been passed around over time, rather than confirmed historical facts. Enjoy the mysterious lore. Elvis Presley, the King and the Dark Forces. Elvis Presley, born in Tupelo, Mississippi, came from a deeply religious background, singing gospel music in church as a boy. Yet rumors persist that the king of rock and roll was secretly fascinated by arcane knowledge and occult practices. Some say his drive for musical innovation led him beyond conventional boundaries of faith into the realm of mystical teachings. It's claimed he amassed a personal library filled with esoteric books on numerology, Hermetic philosophy, and even the works of Aleister Crowley, sometimes referred to as the wickedest man in the world. According to certain accounts, Elvis believed he was spiritually guided by the spirit of his stillborn twin brother, Jesse Garon, which only amplified the whispers of supernatural influence. A handful of people close to him have alleged that he dabbled in ritual prayers to protect his voice and secure his success. The parallels between his meteoric rise and subsequent personal struggles, including his reliance on prescription drugs and his declining health, are seen by some as evidence of an unholy deal that demanded a heavy toll. When Elvis died in 1977, fans were stunned by the suddenness of his passing, and conspiracy theories erupted, suggesting his death was no accident, but rather the final reckoning of a bargain with dark forces. While most dismiss these tales as sensational fantasy, they continue to spark intrigue among those who suspect the king's gifts came at a diabolical price. James Dean, did the devil ride with him? James Dean captured the rebellious spirit of 1950s America, becoming an icon nearly overnight. Yet his fascination with speed, danger, and the unknown has led many to speculate that something far darker lurked beneath his cool exterior. The most famous element of this legend is Dean's Porsche 550 Spider, ominously nicknamed Little Bastard. According to rumors, he was warned the car had a malevolent aura, but he shrugged it off in true Dean fashion. Following Dean's fatal crash on September 30th, 1955, the wrecked Spider was sold for parts. Yet accidents and injuries trailed everyone who dared to handle them. When the car's mangled shell was put on display for a road safety exhibit, it was reported to have mysteriously disappeared, feeding the idea that the vehicle was cursed or possessed by an evil force. Some claim Dean's recklessness with the occult, allegedly dabbling in seances or Ouija boards, opened a portal to malevolent influences, sealing his tragic fate. His sudden death at 24 only added fuel to such stories. In the aftermath, fans have shared outlandish theories that Dean made a deal with the devil for instant stardom, or that he was singled out by dark entities he unwittingly provoked. While many chalk it all up to a grim coincidence, youthful risk-taking meeting a tragic accident, the legend persists that James Dean's fiery passion was matched only by the sinister forces he may have courted. Errol Flynn, the devilish playboy. Errol Flynn was a true swashbuckling hero on screen, dashing, charming, and irresistible. Off-screen, he was a notorious playboy whose hedonistic lifestyle gave rise to countless rumors, including whispers of involvement in satanic circles. Flynn's yacht parties were legendary, featuring a mix of Hollywood starlets, eccentric artists, and rumored occultists. It's said that black candles, strange symbols, and cryptic rituals occasionally became part of the late-night festivities, though few dared speak about it publicly. Stories emerged that Flynn was entranced by forbidden knowledge. Some believe he possessed an extensive private library covering everything from alchemy to ceremonial magic, and was drawn to secret societies that promised the ultimate thrill, tapping into otherworldly power. Ever the iconoclast, Flynn flaunted social norms, fueling the notion that he actively courted dark forces as part of his rebellion against traditional Hollywood and the moral codes of his era. Though no hard evidence exists of any genuine satanic practice, Flynn's reputation as a bad boy who skirted the boundaries of propriety only fanned the flames. Even his death in 1959, at just 50 years old, has been woven into occult rumors, with some speculating he paid the final price for dabbling in malevolent energies. Whether merely a wild spirit or a true devotee of darkness, Errol Flynn's devilish charm remains a focal point of Golden Age intrigue. Sammy Davis Jr., a Rat Pack. Deal with the devil? Sammy Davis Jr. was a multi-talented performer, singer, dancer, actor who dazzled audiences as a member of the Rat Pack alongside Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin. Yet behind the glitz and glamour, rumors suggest Davis ventured into Hollywood's underbelly of occult practices. During the late 1960s, he was allegedly drawn into the orbit of the Church of Satan, founded by Anton LaVey. Some accounts even claim Davis briefly became a member, attending private rituals where participants chanted incantations under the glow of black candles. Friends and colleagues reportedly shrugged it off as a phase or a quirk, noting that Davis was known for his curiosity and flair for the dramatic. But others close to him whispered of a deeper, darker experience, something that truly unnerved the usually unflappable entertainer. Tales of midnight ceremonies at secret locations, complete with robed figures and arcane symbols, began to circulate. The stories became even more tantalizing when Davis suddenly distanced himself from LaVey and the Church of Satan, as if he had seen something that compelled him to walk away. While none of these rumors have been confirmed, the intrigue remains. Did Sammy Davis Jr. flirt with the forces of darkness, or was it merely an edgy diversion in an era of experimentation and rebellion? Whatever the truth, this piece of occult folklore adds another fascinating layer to the legend of one of Hollywood's most charismatic performers. Marilyn Monroe, a Hollywood sacrifice. Marilyn Monroe epitomized Hollywood glamour, becoming an icon of beauty and vulnerability. Yet, the mysterious circumstances surrounding her life, and especially her death, have long fueled rumors of shadowy forces at play. While she publicly embraced a bubbly, carefree persona, some conspiracy theorists assert that she was embroiled in occult rituals orchestrated by powerful individuals in the entertainment industry and beyond. One thread of this lore suggests that Monroe was selected, some say groomed for stardom, by an elite group practicing dark rites, granting her fame in exchange for her compliance. Her relationships with prominent figures, including President John F. Kennedy, only deepened suspicions of hidden manipulations. When she was found dead in 1962 of a barbiturate overdose, the official ruling was probable suicide, yet the abrupt nature of her passing and the secrecy around the investigation encouraged theories of a sinister cover-up. Some claim Monroe had tried to break free from these occult entanglements or threatened to reveal them, sealing her fate. Whispers of ritual magic, coded symbols in her final photographs, and missing pages from her diary have all been cited as evidence of Hollywood's darkest secrets. Whether it's pure speculation or a chilling possibility, the story of Marilyn Monroe as a so-called Hollywood sacrifice remains a captivating chapter in the realm of conspiracy and the occult. Vincent Price, the Horror King's real-life dark side? Vincent Price's name is synonymous with horror. His silky voice and sinister on-screen presence in classic films like House on Haunted Hill and The Pit and The Pendulum earned him a cult following. Yet some fans and conspiracy theorists alike have questioned whether Price's deep fascination with the macabre was purely theatrical or something far more personal. Rumors suggest he was not only an avid collector of art and culinary recipes, but also of books on demonology, witchcraft, and arcane knowledge. His famously erudite nature and eloquence lend credibility to claims that he was exceptionally well-versed in occult history. Price occasionally lectured about the cultural significance of witchcraft trials and other dark chapters of human belief, further sparking curiosity among those who wondered if he spoke from a place of deeper involvement. Did he conduct his own secret experiments in conjuring spirits or harnessing darker energies? Some anecdotal stories from cast and crew members insinuate that Price's dressing room was filled with curios and items of esoteric symbolism. While he consistently denied practicing any form of Satanism or witchcraft, his portrayal of menacing characters, combined with his real-life appetite for unusual knowledge, kept rumors alive. Even after his death in 1993, admirers and skeptics alike continued to debate whether Vincent Price's on-screen horrors were simply masterful acting, or fleeting glimpses into a hidden realm of occult intrigue. Barbara Steele, a queen of horror or a real occultist? Barbara Steele's mesmerizing, wide-eyed look made her a staple in Gothic horror films throughout the 1960s, often portraying tormented souls, witches, or vengeful spirits. Yet rumors persist that her affinity for the eerie extended beyond her roles. Some people claim Steele was deeply interested in real-world occult practices, frequenting gatherings where practitioners explored seances, ceremonial magic, and spellcasting techniques. Allegedly, she studied the works of Aleister Crowley and delved into European folklore about curses and shape-shifting spirits. On set, Steele was said to have an uncanny ability to embody her characters, slipping into trances that unsettled even seasoned directors. A few crew members whispered about unusual paraphernalia in her personal effects: candles engraved with strange sigils, black-bound notebooks filled with runes. Some insisted that she wore protective amulets to guard against malevolent energies summoned by her performances. Though she never publicly confirmed any involvement with the occult, her mysterious aura and choice of film projects only heightened the chatter. Even interviews where Steele discussed the psychological allure of horror were interpreted by some as cryptic nods to hidden beliefs. Whether she simply resonated with Gothic storytelling or harbored genuine arcane knowledge remains a subject of speculation. One thing is certain: Barbara Steele's legacy as a horror icon, shrouded in an aura of enigma, continues to fascinate fans and conspiracy theorists alike. Christopher Lee, more than just an actor. Christopher Lee was an imposing figure, both physically and in terms of his commanding presence on screen. Best known for his portrayal of Count Dracula in a series of Hammer horror films, Lee's involvement with the occult remains a topic of intense speculation. What is known for certain is that he boasted a substantial personal library on demonology, occult practices, and the supernatural. He frequently cautioned fans and interviewers about the dangers of dabbling in black magic, sparking rumors that his knowledge might have gone beyond mere academic curiosity. Some suggest that Lee's interest was rooted in first-hand experiences, possibly linked to elite circles in Europe who practiced esoteric rituals. Tales circulate that he once encountered genuine practitioners of black magic and supposedly witnessed ceremonies invoking dark entities. Lee himself alluded to the seriousness of such rituals, stating that anyone who tried them without full understanding risked dire consequences. While many took his warnings as either a dramatic flourish or a protective stance, others interpreted them as signs he had ventured too close to forces beyond ordinary comprehension. His distinguished film career spanning decades often brought him back to roles involving evil, sorcery, or Gothic terror, fueling the legend that he was uniquely suited for these parts. Whether a genuine adept or a studious connoisseur of the arcane, Christopher Lee's aura of formidable knowledge continues to captivate believers in the darker corners of Hollywood lore. Bela Lugosi, Dracula's real-life obsession with the occult. Bela Lugosi shot to fame as the definitive Count Dracula in 1931, mesmerizing audiences with his hypnotic stare and exotic accent. Yet some believe the iconic role was more than just inspired acting, that Lugosi himself harbored a genuine interest in the occult. Accounts from Hollywood insiders say he occasionally attended seances and expressed curiosity about contacting the spirit realm. Others insist that Lugosi collected grimoires and texts on ancient magic, using them to inform his brooding, supernatural performances. As Lugosi's career progressed, he became typecast as a dark figure, pigeonholed into horror roles that mirrored rumors of his off-screen fascinations. Speculation intensified when his personal life took a downward turn, marked by addiction and financial woes. A few people claimed he had invoked forces he didn't fully understand, leading to a spiral of misfortune and ill health. Though hard evidence is scarce, legends persist that he performed secret rituals in an attempt to regain his lost stardom or to maintain a mystical hold on audiences. Even after his death in 1956, the public's fascination with Lugosi's potential real-life dabbling in the supernatural only grew. His burial, while reportedly wearing one of his Dracula capes, became a symbol of how deeply the character, and possibly the dark mystique behind it, had become intertwined with his identity. Whether actor or true believer, Bela Lugosi's legacy remains forever enshrouded in Gothic allure. David Bowie. David Bowie is often remembered as a rock icon whose personas, Ziggy Stardust, Aladdin Sane, and the Thin White Duke, tapped into extraterrestrial and futuristic themes. Yet beneath his outward fascination with aliens and androgyny lay another intrigue: the occult. According to various accounts, including the memoirs of his then-wife Angie, Bowie developed a deep fear of black magic during the 1970s, to the point where he believed witches were actively plotting against him. This paranoia reportedly led him to perform protective rituals, and in one instance, to enlist a self-described white witch to cleanse his home. Angie Bowie recounted an incident in Los Angeles where David became convinced that malevolent forces had taken hold of their swimming pool. As the story goes, the White Witch performed an exorcism, which involved chanting, casting salt, and symbolic gestures aimed at banishing evil spirits. Bowie allegedly watched in both terror and fascination, convinced he saw strange, unsettling shapes in the water. His fears stemmed in part from his lifestyle at the time, marked by heavy substance use and erratic behavior that blurred the line between reality and hallucination. However, his fascination with occult symbols and literature also played a part. Bowie's willingness to explore taboo and esoteric subjects found its way into his music, lyrics, and interviews, adding yet another layer of mystique to a performer already famous for reinventing himself and the cultural landscape again and again.